What's this? It's the Virgo flow. It's in Mercury, so it's time to go. Battery injected in the back. It's complete and ludicrous. I'm on the map. Who else likes to roll this way? Of course, it's Tom Brady. He had the birthday the other day. Precise on the line. Don't you understand? Nice with mine. Try to get through the details and analysts. Don't you understand? It's like a black fish. I want to pump it and then hike it. Don't you understand? I lyrically mic it. Angela Bassett, she transformed C when she played Tina Turner in the film B. Eldris Elba, he's got it too. Virgo and Mercury, it's an ill crew. What do you know and how do you do? Logically, you gotta see what goes in the stew. Get your veggies and cook it up right. Humanity's service is tight. It's that logical mind, assessing things every time, making it better, more than the cheddar. Don't you understand? It's like a comfortable sweater. I want to assess and improve. I'm going to rock the groove. It's like La Schmoove. Should I improve? Statistics and math. Calculating on behalf, longitude and latitude, that's astrology. Mercury's the messenger. So listen up, B. I am here. My dear. Yo, fellas. Sometimes it's a cappella, but tonight it's a track and Mercury and Mercury is exact. Even when you make up a little mistake, when it's off the top of the dome, make no mistake, it's still tight, still right, still in sight, and it still will excite any crowd. I get hyped so you can see it's time for knowledge and love by the E. Woo! What's up, y'all? Fumbling a little bit, but that's all right. You know, I'm still, giving you a little something. It's off the top, having some fun. The energy. Well, I have a special sidekick tonight that will be joining me soon because the truth is chilling. The Tay is chilling. Who else could I bring in? Nobody better than my sidekick. So the rising sign is currently in Capricorn. We have Mars squaring Saturn in Aquarius in retrograde. Mars in Taurus, 21 degrees. Still have that Uranus North Node conjunction. Sorry, my nose is itching at 18 degrees. But Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius. And I learned something new today I want to share with you guys because it's so fascinating. When planets are in opposition to the sun, that's when they can go into retrograde. Hence, Leo season, Sun in Leo, Saturn went retrograde in Aquarius. I want to talk about how the energy has still been really challenging for all the fixed signs and everyone. But I think Virgo, where Mercury is, some say home, some say exalted, where it's currently now at transit at 4 degrees, is in a square to the moon, ahora, right now, because the moon is in Sagittarius for the rest of the weekend, going into Monday as well. So the moon is at 4 degrees in Sag. Mercury, Virgo, 4 degrees. So there's a little confrontation going on with your emotional mind and reaction response system compared to your logical, critical, analytical mind. Capiche? But that's the room for growth, right? It's the room for the mutable earth and the mutable fire to kind of push each other to solve problems, solutions, growth. I think, hey, how you guys doing? Come on in. Everybody can share where their Virgo is in their birth chart and where Mercury is. And I think Virgo being in the sign of, Mercury being in the sign of Virgo right now, honestly, it's asking us what I feel is asking us. How are we doing? Are we being introspective? Are we making the right decisions and moves? Are we being helpful and of service to others? Because don't forget, at the end of the day, Virgo the Virgin, the lyrical surgeon, yes, and Whitney Houston, Tom Brady, E Complete, Ludacris, Young Thug, Idris Elba, Madonna, Tom Brady, Madonna, Idris Elba, Ludacris, Angela Bassett, all these people, Jada Pinkett Smith, all these people have Virgo or have their Mercury sign in Virgo. And I think if we kind of want to get in tune with all this energy in Taurus, right? And we really want to get grounded and get in tune in nature, Virgo and Mercury is really the perfect placement and time because Mercury does so well in Virgo, but it's really about, because Mercury rules, your thinking, your learning, but it's also your hands, your skills, your self-efforts, right? And in medical astrology, your lungs, wrists, hands, shoulders. And this is a time of really connecting to nature. How can we be of service to one another? Because it takes a village, right? Not just to raise a kid, it takes a village to start your own business. It takes a village to be successful in your neighborhood, your community, to reach and achieve your goals in life. What the archetype of Virgo is the virgin with the wheat and the medicine, right? I always tell you that Virgo Pisces axis, moi and mi esposa, it's the axis of health, right? And it's the axis of service, where Pisces is more agape, Christ-like love, compassion, psychic, intuitive, empathetic. And Virgo is more about analyzing, assessing to make things better and to improve. The best personal assistant anyone could ever have is a Virgo. But when it's in Mercury, and we're not talking about the sun, it's in Mercury, it is so helpful, especially for others. Virgo and Mercury sometimes has trouble with self because it can get caught up in trying to always be so perfect and over analysis, creating paralysis and just too self-critical. But when you kind of heal past those areas of the low vibration and get to the higher vibrations of Virgo and Mercury, you can help yourself and help others in magical ways, because Virgo and Mercury analyzes and assesses without emotion. It's just looking at the facts. It's just looking at the truth. That's why Mercury in ancient times was associated to astrology, because it's the messenger. Mercury is only ever 28 degrees from the sun, so it gets the messages from the god, and then it can go all the way down to Pluto and Hades into the underworld. It's neither masculine or feminine. Sorry, I've been having trouble talking the last 2 days. I don't know what's going on with me. But we'll get to people in a second. But what is so perfect is that I just lost my train of thought. But what's so perfect is that Virgo can analyze and assess to help improve, but to be of service with no emotion. Mercury is the messenger, right? So that's why it was associated with astrology in ancient times, because you had to calculate the chart, longitude, latitude, right? it takes on whatever sign it's in, masculine and feminine energy. So in Virgo, it's more of a feminine energy. Okay? The mutable earth sign. So my sidekick is here, Alana Taylor.
Yep, I'm here, way over on the side.
Yeah.
Gotta shift over a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Well, she'll come and say hi. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hi. Sorry, guys, I'm a little late. I was showering. Anyways, Jessica's here, and so is Danny. And
Hey, Jessica, Danny, what's up?
And Jessica said that her Virgo is in Mars, and my Mercury's in Gemini.
Ah, very nice. It's at home. It's at home there. Danny, I know you got your wonderful Sabale package, so I hope you're enjoying the tooth powder and the deodorant. But your Mercury, I believe, Danny, is in Virgo. And, you know,
Hey,
Jessica, I want you to tell me what house that's in. Your Virgo. I can't remember if it was your... No, I don't want to guess. Could have been your fourth. I wasn't sure, though, if you're a Gemini rising or not. But what's important, you guys, you look in the chart, I know, for Danny, because we're both Scorpio risings, it's in the 11th house. So what happens is when you have that Mercury in the 11th house and Virgo is there, right? It's activating the transiting position, is activating the natal placement. This is a time where, Danny, you can... this is very literal, right? You literally can receive products through connecting, talking about astrology over the internet with your friends. Health products. That's just what happened with moi and Sabale, right? So understand the importance of networking, right? The 11th house is social networking, groups and organizations. So this is also a good time, Danny, thinking about starting a nonprofit or just connecting with friends and forming groups, finding your tribe in your local community. But even, like I tell people, right, your tribe on here, but Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric, and, like I'm real humble. I'll tell you straight up, like, get your chart done. And even if it's not with me, do it with someone else. I prefer you do it with me, but I think every human being should get their birth chart done. But I also feel like you should join a community, a tribe over the internet where you get gotten. We all just want to be understood and gotten in life.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that community, 11th house, online, internet, and you can, and it's also astrology and aliens, and you can talk about aliens on my show, or podcast or whatever, or on Coffee Talk. But the point is that it's important to be around like-minded people so you don't feel weird and crazy and this and that. No, there's other people who are spiritually ascending, spiritually grounding, who are being introspective. That's a Virgo, Mercury energy, who are, hey, I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. And so when you're around people like that, it's about uplifting your growth and your spirit, So that's why I really want people to come to Coffee Talk and build that community and learn astrology, this ancient knowledge and wisdom, and learn to map your life, because it's muy importante. It's also fun. You know what I mean? It's fun, because you learn so much, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just earlier, so Hush 44 was
Hey,
on
Hush.
to say hello.
How you doing?
I feel like we don't want to ignore anybody.
No.
And then Jessica and Danny are saying hi to each other, but
yeah.
Danny's Mercury is in Virgo.
Yeah.
And Jessica, she says she's 12th house and she's a Libra rising.
Oh, yes, that's
and
right.
Matt Gaming is here.
What up, Matt Gaming? How you doing, bro?
So
where's your Mercury?
You.
But actually, I know your Virgo's in 11th house, but I am curious about where your Mercury is. Hush, let me know where Virgo is for you. So Jessica, with the 12th house, oof. Jess, Remember, you've been asking me about this or whatever, but it is a time for you to be more introspective, but even in the process of healing and dealing with the hidden enemies of the 12th house, right? With Mercury transiting your 12th house in Virgo, this is a good time to really make sure you're keeping up with the dream book. You're keeping up with the positive affirmations, that you actually did do what I asked you to do about writing the letters to your younger self, positive and negative memories from ages 8 to 18, 3 memories each, validating yourself. Because what this does is starts to unlock the subconscious mind. And this is how we open up portals to actually time travel and heal the younger version of ourselves. And it's so important, you guys, to move forward even tomorrow, to move forward to be a better version of yourself by analyzing and understanding the past pain and traumas and crises that we went through as children, and to heal it, to let it go, to surrender, to forgive. We don't forget, but to forgive those who wronged us or just anyone. Because when you do that, you're also giving freedom to yourself, right? I've had to forgive so many people over the years. And I found that in doing that, it, oh my God, it took the burden and the weight off my back and my shoulders. And I was just like, and then there was also that free energy flow in my heart of just pure love for the person, because I wasn't holding on to what they did or what they didn't do or what they said or what they didn't say. I just was kind of like, you know what? Grace and mercy. God gives it to us every day. I surely can release it and share that grace and mercy with others. Okay. So remember that 12th house, you're dealing with the hidden enemies, but also hidden talents, Jess. Maybe it's time to, escribe, do a little creative writing. It is Leo season. Don't forget that. We're just talking about Virgo and Mercury tonight, and just, that energy in general, because we're all dealing with tough times, especially Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius ascendants and sun signs, and your moon too. This energy is not easy. Right now, Mars Saturn square, that's not easy. Okay? Because Mars is assertive and aggressive and wants to initiate a movement. It's competitive. Saturn is like, pause, slow down, Mars. Are you being disciplined and structured? I'm going to limit your movement. I'm going to delay your action and energy. I'm going to ask you, Mars, are you being an adult? Are you responding to your abilities? And Mars is already pissed and frustrated, right? Because Mars is in Taurus, like, oh my God, can we go any slower? Oh my gosh, these people on the grocery line, I'm going to strangle somebody. I just want to get home and start dinner, whatever it is, right? But Mars in Taurus, it can't express itself easily and naturally. So it gets frustrated. So that's square. Remember, I was talking about the moon and Mercury earlier, the Virgo Sag. Squares are uncomfortable, but when we kind of face it and go through it, right? Just like they would tell you in therapy and counseling, you have to go through your trauma, through your pain to get on the other end. Well, that's what the square is. You have to deal with it, face it, to go through it, so then you can have the growth. All right. So let's read. What do we got?
Wow, we have a lot of people on tonight.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let's go.
Irene has joined us.
Hey,
and so
Irene.
has Shay.
Hey, Shay. I've been
And
looking for you, Shay. How you doing?
let's see. Hush, and I'm sorry, wait, I'm just gonna make sure I don't skip it right. Okay. So Hush said that the Virgo is is Hush a man or a woman?
I think it's a woman. I'm not sure.
In the house, in his 12th house, or her 12th house, Mercury, Saturn, North Node, Venus, Sun in 12th house, Virgo.
Wow. Hush. Goodness gracious. You need to email me for a chart reading. Goodness Lord, have mercy. Okay, so
And And then whenever are you done with that?
No, yeah. Continue on.
And then
I'll get to you in a second, Hush.
Yeah, it's just so hard to keep up with everybody. So Shay said that Shy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Shy.
Shy said that she is forgive me, Cancer, 15 degrees. Or her Mercury is in Cancer, 15
Mercury's in
degrees.
Cancer.
Sorry.
But what house is your Virgo in? That's what I want to know. Okay. And who else is on?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. We still are Jessica, Danny, Irene,
Okay.
Shy, and Hush and Matt Gaming.
Okay.
That's
okay.
it
So, I don't remember all that was there in that 12th house, but that was a lot. Saturn, Venus, North Node, Mercury. So Hush, with the Mercury transiting your natal Mercury and all those other planets, this could be a time to kind of assess those relationships. It's a good time to assess your dreams, your subconscious mind. You definitely have an energy of service to the people. You have Saturn in the 12th. I hope you watched that video that I did, Saturn 12th house, opposing that 6th house. That's almost like a little bit of a, how would you say it? Like I don't want to say it's a presidential energy in the sense that it's about being of service for the common people, helping people. That area that you have there, that would be great as a therapist or a counselor, really being to get in there and help people with their pain and their traumas. Okay. And then with the Venus and Mercury, it makes me think that it could be more focused on relationships, or even, it's weird to think of it like that, but it could be a sex therapist, or a sex coach. But the one thing that you also want to consider, you could make some money in foreign lands or trading goods, import, export. You could, do government work in a foreign land or represent our government in a foreign land. Okay. So another thing that I kind of wanted to address with just this energy. So Leo's at 14 degrees. So tomorrow is kind of like the midpoint of summer, right? August 7th at 15 degrees is kind of the, point where, ancient astrologers viewed it to be, like that middle of summer. Leo, 15 degrees. Okay. I don't remember the exact date, but early in the morning, like between 4 and 5 a.m., you can see the fixed star Sirius, which is the dog star Sirius, the Dogon tribe, from Africa, from Mali, where people felt like you could, that energy represents power and spiritual leaders and stuff like that. And they felt that Jesus and other deities came from Sirius. And that the ancients looked at the sun, Sirius, and Venus as like the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Okay. Venus being the brightest planet, the sun being the brightest luminary, and Sirius being the brightest fixed star, and star. So it's a lot of interesting, powerful energy. But I really found it fascinating because I did not understand. I didn't know that. I was, watching great astrologer, is it Deirdre? Maybe Dimitri George. And she was breaking down how Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Because remember, Mercury is only ever 28 degrees from the sun, and Venus is only ever 48 degrees from the sun. Okay? But Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, when they oppose the sun, right? So, like if they were in Aquarius now, that's when they go retrograde. So, we're going to actually have Mars go retrograde and stay in the sign of Gemini. I think it's for like 4 or 5 months. It's going to be a long time. So that will be fascinating. And then that means when we are in November, late November and early December, you will see Mars going retrograde in Gemini because it's opposing the sun. Does that make sense?
Are we still talking to Shy?
Yeah. So go ahead.
So she says that her Pluto in Virgo, 9 degrees, and in Saturn, 9 degrees, and in Saturn, 23 degrees. And then she says that she's confused on her Virgo and Pluto and Saturn. And then we have somebody else named Dusty Blue, who I haven't seen.
Hey, Dusty Blue, welcome to the show. Merrick Taylor, nice to meet you. I appreciate it. Where's your, what house is your Virgo in? If you want, since your first time here, you can just share if you like your sun, moon, and rising.
Yeah, he said, I'm a she, I don't know. I said, I have Virgo in Pluto, 8th house, Sun, Taurus, 4th house with natal chart. And
so your Aquarius rising, you're going.
She's a she, thank you.
Okay, you're going through it right now, Aquarius rising, because you're one of the fixed ascendants. So I'm definitely glad you're here. That Virgo 8th house. Oof.
And she's got Taurus in the 4th house. So we've got 2 folks here. We've got Shy and we've got Dusty Blue. So
yeah.
So who you want to talk about, and I'll
yeah, well, I'll just talk about it. But so I'm curious what's going on in home right now. There can be a lot of changes for the Aquarius rising right now. All that energy, Mars, Uranus, and North Node in Taurus at home. There could be sudden shifts in the home. There could be, you'd have to let me know, but expect the unexpected. Things will get easier though, especially once Mars leaves Taurus. But Uranus doesn't like being in Taurus. So, this is a challenging energy for Taurus in everyone's chart, but especially, like I said, for the, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius risings. And you are in Aquarius rising. Now, Shy, I don't know what you were confused about, but having Mercury transiting, and you said your 9th house, right? So you're the Capricorn rising with Pluto, and so you're, my generation. We're around the same age, maybe. Although I'm on the end of it, so I'm like young. I'm like a young Pluto Virgo person. But when you have Pluto and Saturn in the 9th house in Virgo, ooh, you might have been raised very strict, very dogmatic religious views that now you are not only shifting and changing and transforming and transmutating, and maybe you were Buddhist or Muslim or Catholic or, Christian, and now maybe you are still somewhat in that vein, but more in a spiritual set. But the Saturn is telling you that, you're still going to be disciplined about your beliefs and philosophies, whatever you transform to. Now, you might have some healing to do and for forgiveness for dad. The 9th house is your father's teachings. But with that Mercury there, this would be a good time to start your book.
to start your publishing, to start your writing, to share your transformational story on your journey of how you've gotten to and where you're going right now in life. Remember, the ninth house, you guys, is publishing. But you love wisdom and higher learning and knowledge. You are the law, okay? With Saturn and Pluto there, it's very, very powerful energy, But remember, Pluto's asking us. And soon, make sure you guys go visit my website. I just posted a blog, tailoredtoyoucoaching.com, a blog on Taurus, and I will probably have Monday or Tuesday up there. A really deep dive, a nice blog I'm working on now on the planet Pluto. Okay. So should be a fun, interesting read and can be very helpful. I believe my take on the psychology of Pluto, the soul psyche, and just the journey and the process that each generation needs to really go through for the evolution of your soul, for really, for spiritual growth, but to be able to manifest the things that you need and want and desire in a healthy way. Okay. But remember, our Pluto Virgo generation, we have a big responsibility. Pluto and Leo's kind of dropped the ball on helping these young millennials, Pluto and Scorpio. So I've stepped up, and many Pluto Virgo people are stepping up to say, you know what? We're here. We're forming that sextile with you. And Virgo knows how to talk to Scorpio. Remember, Scorpio is very sensitive. And Virgo knows how to go in, not offend, not hurt feelings, but guide, right? With a helpful hand and helpful insight and information to guide them through the process, because Pluto and Scorpio's got to lead us. They're going to be the leaders of the new world of the age of Aquarius. Yeah, it's on you, millennials. So you guys have been so focused on your pain and trauma and your sex and your money. And now it's time for you guys to move into learning how to surrender, let go, trust, let God, and really relinquish the control, obsession, and power. So then you can actually gain real power, real healing, real manifesting energy, and real healing energy, not just for yourself, but for the collective. And you're gonna be needed. Having Pluto and Scorpio is not just like, a gift or a curse. It is a responsibility. You are going to be called on to make things happen. You just watch. Wait till it gets to 2025, 2027. You'll see. Y'all got to step up and step into it. And I'm here to help you. Okay. So,
Okay, so let's see here. We've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So Dusty Blue is a Scorpio moon, 10th house.
Ooh.
She's also a Capricorn, 1st house, rising Cancer, North Node, 6th house.
Capricorn rising. Okay, so you know what I want you to do, Dusty? I'm going to challenge you here. I want you to go to astro.com and bring up your chart there. And in the default, I want you to put the whole sign system, right? It's more ancient, more accurate than the Placidus. Nothing's wrong with Placidus. It's more modern, Western tropical. But then you have interceptions in your chart. And what that does, it throws the chart off. And then let's say, for example, if you're really, the Cap rising, that 10th house should be another cardinal sign. And that 10th house should be Libra. So your Scorpio should be the 11th, Sag 12th. Okay. So if your Libra was intercepted, well, how do you just eliminate a sign, right? And so, when you Google it and search it on the internet, they just say, oh, interceptions, the energy is dissolved and harder to access and this and that. Pooey, hogwash, right? Because what if, let's say, you're Libra, that's supposed to be in the 10th house. What if you had part of fortune? What if you were in the Pluto Libra generation? Or what if you had Juno and Vesta there and they just want to take away your Libra? Well, even though those could be asteroids, even let's say if the house was completely empty, it still vibrates and gives you that energy, whether it's your midheaven or not, for your public image, your work environment, and workplace. So when you do it in the whole sign system, you'll find for the Capricorn rising, Scorpio's in the 11th house, Libra's in the 10th. Okay? So I would definitely check that out, Dusty. And astro.com is the most superior website for astrology. I promise you. And remember, in ancient Kemet, Alexandria, Babylonia, I mean, they were using the whole sign system. Okay. So, yeah, I think it's, everybody has their preference. So I don't knock that. I definitely met other professional astrologers who are like, oh, I love equal house. I love Placidus and, obviously sidereal and Vedic. So I never knock any other type of astrology because they're tools to get to the same result. It's how you learn them, how you select it, and then how you master it to do the best, reading possible. Okay. But when you have those interceptions, it can just disappear your Libra, and that's not good, especially if you actually have, what if you have like real planets in Libra? Okay. So, yeah.
So,
So it's after Dusty. Go ahead.
yes. So Jessica says she's good in English and writing, and could it be her Mercury in Gemini?
Oh, yeah. Well, remember, Mercury's, it's just as good in Gemini as it is in Virgo, right? It's at home there. And so Mercury in Gemini, but it's more youthful. It's more fun, right? Virgo, Mercury, we're more like, serious, analyze, assess. We like to put things on peep, right? Study it first.
Aww.
But Mercury and Gemini, it's like ideas and flirty and fun and quick bite-sized. It's like social media. Mercury and Gemini is like, TikTok and Instagram. It's like little bite sizes, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And excuse me. So that's that energy. But yes, it makes you a great writer. And what's so great, remember, Mercury's the messenger. When it's in Gemini, it will talk to anybody, from the bodega to the homeless person, to the mailman, the mailwoman, to the, stranger at the bus stop, to this person, somebody at the gas station. Mercury and Gemini is the what? See my channel, the verbal slut, right? My terms of endearment. And I say it with all love because it's beautiful energy, because it's not afraid or shy. And it's a masculine energy to just jump in there and chit chat with everybody. And that's how Geminis have so much knowledge and information. Geminis are like the bomb on Jeopardy. Like they just know stuff, and you're just like, how do you know that? So, Gemini Sun and Gemini Mercury. You're like, how did you know that? You know what I mean? So yeah, no, that's good for writing. Now you might not want to write a novel. That might be too long for you, Jess. You're like, can I just stop at 10 pages? But it's still dope. And it's so and it's curious. You're hungry for knowledge. Okay.
So I think Shai might have already left, but she was sharing with us that her son is a Virgo, August 31st, and he's going to be 18 and was accepted to Buffalo University. Congratulations.
Oh, congrats.
It's always wonderful when our kids do wonderful and big things.
Yeah. That's awesome. Congrats.
But she did say she was sleepy a bit ago, so she might not even be here.
Well, let me tell you, watching the replay, I had a lot of friends that went to the University of Buffalo. I almost went there, got accepted there, but I decided to go down south to University of Maryland. Muy cold. So tell him to get him some big Timbo boots and some big jackets. He needs a Sherlin up there. Okay.
Very cool.
It's freezing.
And then Dusty Blue said yes. She got her certificate in art therapy and for years taught art with children. She's an adoptee, found both her bio parents, and she's been healing from that trauma.
Oh, that's awesome, Dusty. Wow. God bless you. Yeah. And see, and that's the thing. You could definitely be that teacher, professor with the Pluto Saturn there. Like, I would take your class. You know what I mean? Like, that's especially with it being in Virgo. Virgo and Saturn, you crack a tight, whip there. I know Virgo and Saturn is tough. But think about it, right? It's very disciplined, structured, logical, analytical. Like Virgo and Saturn is computer like. Seriously. It's but you can have a lot of anxious energy, a lot of anxiety, a lot of um it's like worrywart on steroids, like Virgo and Saturn. It could be like, you could be the one on the airplane, like, oh, I need my Xanax, girl. Like, like this pilot is stressing me out. Like this plane is too shaky. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's foreign land, foreign travel. So Saturn and Virgo, you like, I want to go away, but oof. And then you get on a boat cruise, you're like, oh my God, why did I get on here? I'm seasick, my stomach. Because, that's the one thing with Virgo energy. Virgos, anybody that's got that Aries rising, Virgo in the sixth house, because Virgo rules the lower intestine. So Virgos have a lot of stomach issues. My stomach's been off for like the last week and a half, and it's just, it doesn't matter what I eat. And I try to eat really well. And, my Taurus rising, she's like the greatest chef on the planet. And, we eat, really, really, we try to eat really well. And, but sometimes it just doesn't matter when you've got the, all the planets that I have a Virgo stellium in the 11th house, and stomach issues is a lot. So, now, who had the Cancer and Mercury? Was that Hush? I think it might have been Hush.
Yeah, it would probably be, if it is, it's Hush said Virgos, talking about the stomach, getting ready for our season. But yeah, I mean, do you want me to go back up there and find that?
No, it's okay. I mean, I was just wondering, I don't know if it was Hush or Shy, but yeah, because when you have that Mercury and Cancer can be extremely, extremely, caring and nurturing. It's a really nice
No. Oh,
it was Shy. It was either Hush or Shy. It was one of them.
Right. No.
Yeah.
She's Hush is a Libra rising. And
I remember that.
Let's see. Jessica, she said that she likes the Vedic astrology.
Yeah, no, Vedic is really good. But I will say this, and I just use this example. Oh, go ahead.
And she just says, I'm very shy and somewhat of an introvert, and I think it could be my Virgo and Mars 12th house and Moon in Taurus.
Yeah, definitely so. Well, because think about it, Mars is your action, your energy, your assertiveness, and when it's in the 12th house, it kind of dissolves that. And the Libra energy is more passive aggressive anyway. And so when you have the Mars, your action planet in the 12th house, you have to learn how to bring that out to the rest of your chart. Now the Taurus moon, that's beautiful. It's exalted. That's not an issue at all. It just makes you kind of want to be more chill. Like, you're like Garfield the cat. You want to be like on a nice sofa, Netflix and chill. Have some nice drinks, good food, little chocolate. You're just like, you know what I mean? You like to lounge. The Taurus moon is it's a great placement because, the moon is exalted in Taurus because it's the first earth sign. And the moon is the closest thing to the planet Earth, luminary, And so that's why it's exalted in the first earth sign. It does well in the other earth signs. Capricorn, it's in its fault or debilitated. It doesn't do as well, but like the ruler, Saturn, it gets better over time. It restricts and delays things, but the Capricorn moon gets very good post 30, definitely post 35. And I'm a Capricorn moon, so I can tell you that. The only thing is that we can kind of like, overwork. We can be kind of like workaholics. Like sometimes I sit in this chair working for too long and don't take enough breaks. And then I hurt my backside. Not good, But but the Taurus, huh?
I said, and then I get on you.
Yeah, no. And then my Sag moon is like, go for an adventure and go for a walk and this and that or whatever.
It's too hot to walk right now.
Yeah. It's where we're at, it's extremely hot. So what else is going on? We got
Jessica, I can lay in bed and eat food all day, but I try to keep active.
Yeah.
I understand, girl. Let's see. Dusty Blue natal chart was done with Tropical Placidus, my astrology friend at Edgar Case Center. My Saturn is in Pisces' second house. Who's the Edgar Case Center?
I never heard of Edgar Case Center, but yeah, I
do tell.
Yeah, let me know. But no knock on them. But I would love to do your chart in the whole sign system just to show you, because it will resonate differently. And I think it'll be more true. And back to what Jessica was saying. So like in the Vedic, I'm a Libra ascendant. Doesn't resonate. Totally Scorpio ascendant. So I think that
she said, oh, okay.
Depending on where you're born. So if you're born in India, Africa, Middle East, Asia, then I think you potentially should look at the Sidereal Vedic. But if you're born more Canada, South America, North America, even Europe, I think you should use the Western Tropical. But I do think the whole sign system, it's what the ancients use. I'm telling you, yeah. Because I have even gone through, because you can go through with different tools and you can learn about this. You come to Coffee Talk and different things like that. And Dusty, I'm inviting you. August 21st, it's only $15 for 90 minutes over Zoom, Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric. And it's dope. We're building community. I teach an astrology lesson. We look at charts, share placements and insights together. Danny's been there, Hope, other people, know anybody else that's been on, on tonight that's been there except for Danny. But it's a great time. I teach to all levels. So if you're a newbie, intermediate, if you know more, I've had people on who know the Vedic or more into astrology. I've got, a couple, one's into it a little bit. The other one is just learning. Doesn't matter. I get you and I got you covered. And it's a lot of fun. So, for $15, you can't beat it. It's, you can spend that in Starbucks in like 5 minutes, 3 minutes. So, I definitely would invite you and hope you would come. And if you can't make it August 21st, the next one after that, I'm going to be moving to Saturdays in the fall because I am half Cro-Magnon man. I love my football. So I'll be doing Saturday, September 17th. Okay. Just the week after my birthday. So, but the other thing that I want to just kind of like let you guys know, I won't do the live podcast for the Aquarius full moon. I think I'm just going to record a video talking about it and post that up probably early this week. That's coming up on the 11th. And we're going to have Mars trining Pluto on the 14th. So Mars in Taurus, Pluto Capricorn, which it's close to now, right? It's 21, 27 degrees. So it's almost, it's pretty much in a conjunction now. But the trine energy, you kind of like it to be 3 degrees apart. Okay. 3 to 5. So it's almost there. But on the 14th, it'll be an official trine. And that can be some very motivating, powerful energy. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out for the collective. And just know we're going to still remember Pluto in retrograde. We're still, Jupiter in retrograde, Saturn in retrograde, Neptune in retrograde. We're still going to see a lot of explosive energy and events for the collective. I mean, have you guys been, I told you I don't really watch TV, but I've been kind of tuning into the news a little bit just since the whole July 29th and August 1st, conjunction at 18 degrees with Mars, Uranus, and North Node of Taurus. So we had all the flooding and tragic deaths in Kentucky. We had the Chinese rocket exploding and going to the Indian Ocean. We had Biden getting a revisit to COVID. We had all these miners in Mexico get trapped, and I haven't seen the update. I pray them in Kentucky, I pray that they're okay and that they were able to get them. But it was like over 100. I don't know if you guys comment, if you guys, anybody saw or know anything about it. But I mean, it was just crazy. And mining, underground stuff, that's total like Pluto Capricorn. But, when you're doing it for like jewelry and gems and crystals and, oil and stuff like that, that's when you're really getting into the Taurus energy. And Mars is actual mining. And it's a sudden event. That's Uranus. North Node, it was karmically meant to happen. So it's just it's fascinating how the astrology plays out. You always hope lives are safe and well and people are, alive and doing okay. But this energy, I told you, and that's, if you've noticed on my YouTube channel, I pinned it up there, that video, because a lot of what I was saying has kind of already come true and manifested. So, it's definitely challenging energy. So I just hope you guys are continuing to be safe, and it's going to get a little bit better. It's definitely going to get a little bit better. But, I keep telling you, we have an eclipse the morning of the election on November 8th. And we're going to have the Uranus-Saturn square coming up again in October. I'm sorry, I keep meaning to get that date for you guys. It's like the 13th or the 23rd, but it's coming up. So that's going to be, that's going to be interesting. But I think the Virgo Mercury energy, you guys, is really, sorry, I can't believe I left that on. The Virgo Mercury energy is really here to allow us to kind of be a little self-critical, be a little introspective, and to really analyze and assess our own process for our medicine and our food. And how are we in stressful times dealing with this wild, explosive energy? How are we kind of taking care of ourselves? Nutrition wise, health, exercise wise, but also positive affirmations and self-talk. I want you guys to be hokey and intentional about speaking kindly to yourselves. And I say it all the time like a broken record, but I can't say it enough. I just can't, because it's so necessary and important. Do you know what I mean? It's really crucial. All right, let's catch up on.
There's really, there haven't had a lot of comments, to be honest with you.
So has anybody experienced anything that was very Mars, Uranus, North Node in the last week that anyone wants to share? Any questions about Virgo Mercury energy? Anything. I'm here for a couple more minutes, and if not, then I'm gonna cut it a little shorter tonight. But I'm here, and I'm also here to help. I'm here to be of service. Knowledge is love. Of course, I appreciate when you guys reach out and email me at tailored2coaching@gmail.com. Dusty, anybody else, you want to order a birth chart, solar return chart? I'm still running my sale. Any Leo sun signs, the sale, goes to the 21st. The solar return chart sale, only for $125, saving $50. That goes to August 14th. So next Sunday at midnight, okay? But it's important to make sure we use these transits to help us. So Virgo and Mercury, you'll look at your chart and look at the theme of the house. So whatever house it's in, even if you have no planets in Virgo, when Mercury's transit in there, that energy is still absorbed in that house, reflective to your life and the relationship that you have with that house. Okay. So just think of it like that, and how important transits are to the natal birth chart and for each individual. right? Now for the collective, it's the 10th house. Sag rising, let's say for America, for Americans, right? That Virgo 10th house, we might soon see this week, especially Monday, some new, not restrictions, some new information potentially on whether it's COVID or monkeypox, some new information on research on health, maybe new restrictions, or maybe some revelations of truth where we were deceived previously, because it is opposing, and will be later on in the month, opposing Neptune and Pisces in the 4th house. So there will be some reveal in August of probably some sort of deception or something to do around things we didn't see clearly that now we can see clearly, okay, for the public. Should be really, really fascinating. So I look forward to that. And, with Pluto retrograde, you guys, let's be honest. I mean, until we can get to January 21st, 2024, anything goes. Anything goes. Things are going to be brought up. Things are going to be revealed. Probably some more Me Too. We're going to have, different things. I told you with Deshaun Watson, when they came out with the 6-game suspension, I told you that they lowballed it so then they could appeal and they could look like heroes. That happened, right? So now they're trying to get a full season for Deshaun Watson, and they'll negotiate and probably go from 6 to like 8 or 10 games, and then everybody will be happy, and the NFL and the commissioner will look like good guys because they fought for the respective women, and it's all a game, a joke. I don't care. But it's just interesting to see the theater, right? And I want you to pay attention, right? Open this up and pay attention. So you're like, okay, I see. I see the dance. I see the, you know what I mean? See that energy. And let's not forget, we're still dealing with the South Node in Scorpio. So I think for all of us, there's still just a lot of pent up trauma and pain and emotions that we need to continue to get the Virgo and Mercury scissors and knife. And you kind of like, metaphorically, don't literally do this, okay? You hurt yourself, but dig in there, dig in your heart, your stomach, your brain, and kind of like look, get the flashlight and see what needs to still be brought up and brought out to the light to heal, so you're not holding on to it. Because that's how we also hold in toxins, right? Now, you need healthy body and skincare and deodorant and stuff, and that's where my better half takes care of that. So while she's cleaning you for your body, right, and your skin, which is helping, you health-wise, I'm doing it in the psychological, spiritual, soul realm with the astrology and the coaching, and it's literally the Virgo Pisces axis. We are the manifestation of the health axis. So we literally are playing that out. You know what I mean? And, I'm sure I don't want to speak for my wife, but we love helping and being of service to people. Wouldn't you say that?
Absolutely, my love.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, hey, we're both 11th house sons. We're naturally humanitarians with big hearts. So, yes, of course, we're trying to be, multi-millionaires with our businesses, but we also actually care that you're doing okay. You know
we
what
want
I
to
mean?
be multimillionaires, but people who actually put out something positive.
Yeah.
And something that's helping the world. Like I tell people, if Johnson & Johnson can get as big as they are with what they sell to people, which has been proven and linked to poison and all kinds of things. And I want to build and be as big as I can be, selling people pure things, and Eric helping people navigate and understand the energies of the world around them. We feel really blessed to be able to do that. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely. But I also look at it as a calling. Like it's almost like our life experiences, spiritually and karmically, evolved us to this point. Like when you say like it feels like there's been like this pull, right? Like
absolutely.
it's like it's almost like it was already preordained and
Well,
written.
I always wanted to do something. Doing this specific thing came with age and experience, but I always want to do something to help people.
Yeah.
Real quick, Hush is it true? Mercury and Virgo, we messy when we clean. We make more of a mess for us. And then she said,
Well, it depends on the degree in the chart, but I will tell you, and my wife will tell you. So I'm more organized mentally than I am outwardly. You know what I mean? I can tend to collect things. I have a hard time of throwing things away. And it's so great because my wife will just come and be like, you don't need that, get rid of that, blah, 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 throw it away. And I'm like, okay. But it's hard to let go because I'm very nostalgic. And I don't know if that's necessarily a Virgo Mercury thing. I do think it more correlates to my Capricorn moon. You know, but either way, I'm definitely, more nostalgic. But yeah, but I'm all about everything, being clean and smelling good and looking good. You know what I mean? Like that's very important, Virgo and Mercury. But yeah, I mean, I definitely can make a mess. Not like a Leo can, though. There's the. Oh my gosh. I mean, I love the fact that I kind of have a big family because it's like my own case study, right? I mean, I can see the archetype in front of me with the Pisces wife, and then my sons, Virgo, Gemini, and Leo. My mother-in-law, Aquarius. My mom was a Taurus. My father, an Aries. You know what I mean? And so there's so much to learn and ascertain just by learning the charts of your family members. And then obviously from working with you guys, you know what I mean? So I see all these different outcomes and permutations and like how things play out. And that's why I love when you guys come to Coffee Talk and we build and share because, I can see something in the chart, but it can play out similar to how I see it, but it can be 5 times less or 5 times more, depending on, I didn't, I'll see the natal chart, but, I don't know that something happened to you in 2015 and there was a particular transit that activated that. And then it went a certain way compared to like how it would just look in the natal birth chart. Does that make sense? So that's what's so fascinating when we speak to one another and the chart is alive and moving and growing and breathing and living, that you really, I mean, yeah, it's kind of wild, you guys, I don't know who was here on the last live, but I had someone that was on Jessica Schultz, kind of a friend, and she literally, Taurus in a 10th house, had a car accident with her work car. So that was her workplace doing landscaping and gardening, and it was Mars, Uranus, North Node, and Taurus, and she had the accident on July 30th, right as they were conjuncting at 18 degrees. Like, you can't make that stuff up. And I was like, whoa, I forgot I did her chart, but I was like, whoa, stop, Jessica. What was your ascendant again? And she was like, Leo. And I was like, oh my God, Taurus 10th house, work truck, literal. Like, you know what I mean? And Mars is accidents, you guys. And Uranus, sudden event. And North Node, it was like kind of, you hate to say it, but it was like kind of meant to be.
We've got some activity.
All right.
Several people. Jessica said, can some Aquarius moons be narcissists? 2 people I met with Aquarius moons are both narcissistic.
Well, you have to, in the chart, you can't label it with one placement. That's not how astrology works. You have to see the whole thing. But I will say Aquarius moons, brilliant, genius, weird, esoteric, abstract, and they can have a little bit of a God complex. That is an archetype of the Aquarius energy because they're so highly intelligent. And sometimes they just, they can be, I won't say rude, but dismissive of others who they do not feel are as intellectually superior as they are. Now, does that make them a narcissist? Not necessarily. They could just be like an arrogant jerk who's really, really smart. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And then me being me, Ma.
Hey, welcome. You're
have
new.
you-
Eric Taylor, nice to
okay.
meet you.
Anyways, I'm finally making it to a live.
Yay.
And hi, I'm Mary from Australia.
Oh my gosh.
So welcome. That is so cool. I actually used to work for Telstra.
Yeah, she worked with an Australian company.
Anyway, let's see. She's Virgo sun.
Okay.
And are you okay? So now DB is saying, are you good at chart rectification?
Yes, I am. I totally am. And it doesn't take long. So for example, right, my full 12 house written report with videos, and it's a lot of work, it's $175. Then I have a service that like bumps that up where I do that plus a 40 to 50 minute custom video summary that's like a mini movie of your life. It's like so dope. And I explain everything in the chart along with the written report. So you have the video, the written report, and then more videos. It is the fullest meal you ever have. That's $250. If you don't know your birth time, we can speak on the phone. I don't charge that much extra, It's only 30 minutes, just charge you an extra $25. I mean, I doubt it would take us longer than that. If it took like an hour, I would, go up like another $5, $10 the most. But what I would do is based on your life story and different events, and maybe okay, my mom said I was born in the morning. Well, that could be anytime from like 12:01 a.m., to 11:59 a.m. So what we would do is I would ask you certain questions, siblings, parents, children, different things, and then I can reconstruct the chart. And so email me, tailored to you coaching, right? The number 2, the letter U, tailored to you coaching is down in the description at gmail.com. And we can get that done. It's really fascinating. It's not that difficult for me to do. And it's well worth it. If you can't find your birth certificate, okay? So I'd be honored. I would love to do it.
So Dusty Blue is having to leave. She may already be gone. I'm not sure.
Bye, Dusty.
Thank you.
Oh, and you guys, before anybody else goes, make sure after this is posted, please make sure you like and share it. I really appreciate it. But just comment for me in the description. Just fire emoji, great podcast, Eric, or thank you, anything, because it helps, build up the show and the algorithms, and I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And me being me, Ma, she used to work for Telstra too. So very quickly, I worked for the American leg of them. They tried to open a branch here in the United States. And at the time, I was part of the startup crew, and I was one of only 2 Americans. The rest of the people were either Aussies from New Zealand, Kiwis, or I had people from South Africa. So yeah, I was teased all the time because of my accent.
Yeah.
And
but
it was wonderful. I really enjoyed working for them.
Barbie.
And I headed up their customer service team. And they're doing implementations of data networks and different things. And yes, we love you too. Thank you. That was being Mima. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, she's done it all. I married well.
He did.
But but you know, it's very, I tell you, this world is so global and international. Now, obviously, it's winter time in Australia, right? So, you know, the archetypes are very different, right? Because it's Leo season. So we associate it as summer, but it's Leo season for them and it's the dead of winter, right? So you can't look at the astrology in the same way when you're on the other side of the world. It still makes sense, but it's not, doesn't make sense in terms of like the seasons, right? Because think about it. The ancients associated Saturn, because it's a cold, dry planet, with Capricorn and Aquarius, right? Capricorn initiates winter, and then Aquarius, the fixed air sign, it's like the dead of winter. Well, that's the dead of summer, right? So there's nothing summery in Australia about Aquarius. So, you know, it's just kind of interesting. So, you know, just a little sidebar note or whatever, but thank you for coming. And I greatly appreciate you. You know, I'm so glad you made a live. Hopefully you can make a coffee talk. I don't know what time is it there, 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's 10 a.m. Pacific. But I think you would love coffee talk. I do have someone from Sweden that comes to coffee talk. So it's kind of late night for them. It's like, I think it's almost like 7, 8 p.m. for them when we do the coffee talks. But they make it and they love it. So I would love to have you come. It's only $15. It's well worth it. And it's a lot of fun. So August 21st. And then the next one is Saturday. That's a Sunday. And the next one is Saturday, September 17th. And I teach an astrology lesson. We share insights, placements, charts over Zoom, you know, while building community is dope. So it's time for dinner. We got to run and check on the kiddos and pick up another kiddo and kiddos and this and that or whatever. But I really, really appreciate you guys. This was fun. I'll see you early next week. I'm not sure on the day, probably Monday or Tuesday, just depending. I will try to get that Aquarius full moon video up early in the week as well. Look for that. And I will get to Part of Fortune, I promise, because you guys voted for it. Go to my community and you guys can vote on different things. I put up polls, but I already recorded it and it'll be up tomorrow. It was long overdue. I've denied it for too long, but I figured with Mercury entering Virgo, it's time to start my Mercury house series. So I just did Mercury in the first house and the rising sign ascendant. So look forward for that tomorrow and hope you guys enjoy it and comment and share and let me know. And remember, Mercury is in its joy in the first house. So you know what I'm saying? She'll know what I'm talking about, but really try to take advantage of this energy. Mercury in Virgo, be analytical. Don't be a perfectionist. Don't be overly self-critical, but be helpful, be of service, you know, be that positive cog of nature, right? The nature is always giving, right? From the scents from the flowers and the fruits from the trees and this and that. It's not for itself, it's to give. So then we, as human beings, have to play our part in there and make sure we're giving back to nature, to the environment, to our fellow human beings. Okay, so we want to be in harmony and simpatico with everything, right? With all the things that God created. And so we have to respect the animals and the plants and the fish and the water and the land, and also try, because I'm going to try it. Probably won't do it now, but I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. I'm going to try to get my bare feet, you know, in the dirt, you know, because it's good to charge up and it's good for your feet to get in the grass and the soil. It actually helps balance your internal organs and systems.
It's true, but our backyard is all full of rocks.
Rock,
we live in Arizona, and everything is
zero-scaped. Well, we do have some dirt and some stuff, but you know, it's still important to do it. I'll step on some rocks, you know, I'll act like I'm Samoan, And just get out there and hooga, hooga, haga, hooga, haga, haga, hooga, hooga, and get it going. Yeah. Oh, and there's a kid screaming. So I'm gonna let her go. She gets nervous when I emote like that. So this was fun. I love you guys. Knowledge is Love, episode 74. And I will see you next week. All right. God bless. Peace. Later.